Hello, my friend. I am so excited to dive into this week's podcast episode for you and this week's astrology. Oh my goodness. Honestly, I'm feeling super relieved now that Mercury retrograde is over. Yet, I want to remind you that we're still in the Mars retrograde. Now, in this episode, I'll be going through the major transits of this week. I will then look into this new moon in Capricorn chart for you, even though it's happening on December 30th, because I want to give you a heads up. I want us to dive deep, and then I will be going through how to accomplish your business goals for 2025 and how to find out what your biggest block is in terms of your business. I will then end off this podcast episode with a tarot reading of what energy to embrace, what energy to let go of. So let's just dive right into it. Starting off with December 23rd, the Sun in Capricorn is square the North Node in Aries. So this is very interesting. This can feel a little bit uncomfortable, yet with the Sun in Capricorn square the North Node, we are trying to really figure out what change we need to make in our life, especially around our businesses, especially around our families, and how we can really have our independence. What does this look like to you? This could be perhaps just figuring out what feels better for you during the holidays. Does this mean taking a break from your business? Does this mean taking a break from looking at your emails in terms of your corporate job? Does this mean potentially setting some boundaries with any family members, maybe around talking about work? This is a possibility. Yet with this square, this is a little bit uncomfortable. We're trying to figure out how to get closer to feeling more fulfilled with who we are and how we see ourselves. So there's something that isn't sitting right with us in our businesses or at work and our home life. So there's something that we're trying to assess now to see what changes we need to make. Then on December 24th, we have Venus in Aquarius sextile to Chiron in Aries. Honestly, this is very healing, very supportive. This is actually a really lovely transit for Christmas Eve because we're feeling really nourished by community, by friendships. You could feel as though you're feeling seen for who you are, or you're feeling worthy just as you are, just for existing, which honestly is very supportive. So this feels as though we're taking some time to reflect on our values and how we can share our values with more people, how we can align our values with who we are, and we're feeling very supported in this. Now on December 26th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius opposing Jupiter in Gemini. This is interesting. So with Mercury opposing Jupiter this day, you could have a lot of conversations happening at this time. This is Boxing Day, so communication is heightened. You can get more emails this day. You could see more advertisements this day, which makes sense. Yet this is also us feeling a bit overwhelmed with how many people we need to contact. This could feel a bit overwhelming in terms of just our beliefs and our ideas, and there is some tension here. Maybe you're just feeling like, I want to really grow and learn more, but this is too overwhelming to do right now. So you could feel a little bit burnt out by communication this day, yet you could also feel a bit lucky in terms of receiving so many messages. Now on December 27th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius square Saturn in Pisces. So communication can be tense this day. You could just feel like there's this partnership that's not really communicating to you or is giving you the cold shoulder. This could also look like maybe you're not really understanding where someone's coming from, or you're feeling like someone's not understanding where you're coming from. So there is this uncomfortableness to this day. yet it's kind of helping you kind of consider, okay, what major plans do I need to put in place when it comes to your partnerships, when it comes to your connections, when it comes to your sense of spirituality, when it comes to your creativity, your self-expression, but also how can you plan ahead for the future? How can you plan ahead for 2025? Very, very interesting. This makes a lot of sense, of course, with what's coming up, which is the new year. Yet I want to dive into this new moon in Capricorn chart for you. So this new moon in Capricorn is happening on December 30th, 2024, and it's happening at 9 degrees of Capricorn. Now, I personally think this is a really lovely new moon in Capricorn. There is, however, some intensity that I do have to give you a heads up on, yet I do really love that this new moon in Capricorn is in a sextile to Saturn in Pisces. So the intentions you set on this new moon in Capricorn are going to be super important for your long-term growth, your long-term vision. This is really setting the foundation of something stable. What does this look like for you? I see this as us really getting clear on what goals do we have for ourselves? What does this look like? Does this revolve around our business? Does this revolve around our family? Does this revolve around our relationships? These themes are coming up for us right now, especially when we think of relationships in the spiritual sense. Now, what is a bit uncomfortable with this new moon in Capricorn is Mars is retrograde in the sign of Leo, and it's retrograding back into that opposition with Pluto in Aquarius. So this can feel as though maybe someone's being manipulative in some form. Maybe you're feeling like there's a secret that is coming out during this time, or you're revisiting something that was super intense or overwhelming. I also see this as we're going back to kind of restructure how we work and take initiative and take action, and how this might be different than a friendship group or a community or the technology we use. This could also feel like you're feeling a little bit alienated from a group in some form. However, it's actually giving us this opportunity to not react right away to a situation, to take a pause, to really understand, is there a way that I can navigate this that feels better to me? This could also look like someone expressing their repressed anger in some form. So it is a good time to move your body, to really release any stuck emotions, because that can come up right now. There is this obsession with Mars in Leo opposing Pluto in Aquarius. When Pluto is involved, there is this obsession, there is this energy of, oh my gosh, how can I go really, really deep? And this can be really great if you're investigating or researching a topic that really interests you, yet it can also be a bit frustrating and you can get tunnel vision, and this could feel overwhelming because it can make you ignore other things that are happening. So keep this in mind, really great to note. Now, we're still kind of feeling this square from Jupiter in Gemini and Saturn in Pisces. So we're trying to grow our systems and structures, especially around our friendships and our spiritual community. I see this as we're kind of rethinking certain friendships, we're rethinking our connections, and how we're approaching the growth of the people in our life. So this can feel a bit uncomfortable. You could just feel like there's a lot for you to do, especially around communication as well. So you're trying to figure out, okay, for example, if you have a business, you could feel like you have so much communication work to do. You have to really edit a lot. You could just feel a bit overwhelmed by this. This could also look like having so many obligations when it comes to friends or connections and feeling as though, okay, I need to set some more boundaries when it comes to this. I need to say no more. I need to really navigate this and really protect my energy. However, this is also giving us this opportunity to make a change and figure out, okay, what is actually stable and grounded for me? Which relationships feel stable and grounded for you? Which relationships are in it for the long haul for you? And what do you need to change in your business, if you have a business, that can feel a bit more stable and grounded so that you don't burn out? Very good to consider. Now, another thing I want to point out in this new moon in Capricorn chart is Venus is in a square to Uranus in Taurus. So this can shake things up when it comes to your values, your finances, any type of community event. This is a possibility. This could also look like a lot of gifts and trying to figure out, do you have to return any gifts? Is something changing in terms of your values based on this? Yet this is also just unexpected surprises for us. And this can be some lovely surprises as well. Maybe you're just receiving something that's really special from a friend or a belated Christmas gift. And this is really, honestly, very lovely in this regard. Yet I do see this more so as like a shakeup when it comes to, okay, what am I really valuing? Am I valuing the capitalism of this holiday? How can I shift this? Can I buy local? Can I support small businesses? Can I support people in my community more? Can I donate to a charity? This is what this looks like. There's this insight of, actually, I want to shift something in my life and make a bigger impact, especially with any physical possessions you own. Maybe this is donating items that you have, yet this is more so this sudden insight or this breakthrough around your values. This is actually exact on December 28th, so that's good to keep in mind. And I also want to mention that's really interesting about this new moon in Capricorn chart is Chiron turns direct on December 29th. So this is interesting. We have been really reflecting on our wounds, especially around being seen and our sense of worthiness and who we are as people with Chiron retrograde. With Chiron direct, we are moving forward and processing this even more. We're trying to move forward in a way where you could potentially see the healing work you've done for yourself. I will say the 29th can feel a bit tender. You could feel like something comes up and it does sting a bit when it comes to your ego, or it does feel a bit uncomfortable and you're trying to assess, okay, is this who I am? Is this my identity? Or is this a phase? Or is this something that I need to really dive deeper into when it comes to the healing work you're doing? Yet I do really love that Mercury in Sagittarius is still in this trine to Chiron in Aries. So a lot is still being brought up with this new moon on how you can heal your desire, your passion, your drive. There's this motivation with this new moon to really speak into existence what you want, but also nurture your inner child, right? We have this interesting dynamic, even though there is not this grand trine right now with Mars in Leo, because Mars in Leo is at 2 degrees, yet we have this fire energy where we are trying to reflect on, okay, is this what I really want? Do I feel motivated? How can I get more motivated? What is the best course of action? Can I first reassess things and take a step back, but still keep up my momentum and still stay inspired? So we're all still feeling burnt out. I want to mention this, that we're all still feeling a bit burnt out with this Mars retrograde, and that Mercury retrograde did not help. Yet we're coming back to figuring out what feels better for us, what feels more exciting and motivating. So you will feel this new moon in Capricorn a few days before and a few days afterwards. I always see the week before and the week afterwards as really pivotal for this energy. Honestly, my favorite thing about this new moon in Capricorn chart is the sextile to Saturn, because this is the time to set intentions. This is the time to manifest for 2025. And if you want help with that, we're going to be doing a manifestation ritual in the Moon Sign Creative Community for 2025. This is the time to set intentions for the next 6 months. This is so pivotal to start off the new year in such an elated, inspired, motivated state, but also to get grounded and understand what systems and structures do you need to set in place for you to achieve this. I see this as, if you don't have a community or you feel like you're not being seen in a community, this is the time to lean on that support, to lean on people who have similar values as you. And in the Moon Sign Creative Community, we really value growth. We really value connection, and understanding that self-reflection is such an important tool for us to heal, to grow, to create. Creation is part of manifestation. That is super, super exciting, honestly. And honestly, I am so grateful to have some of the most kindest, loving, uplifting souls in the community. It is something that I'm always grateful for. I'm always in awe by the people I attract into the community because I get to see their growth. I've had the community since 2020. So it's been a journey for me, but it's been so inspiring to see that quite a few people have stayed for years. So if you feel like you are looking for aligned friendships, you want to learn more astrology, and you want to manifest and understand what manifestation is, how to be more intentional with your energy, how to really see your own magic and your own power and your own potential, then come join us. Replays are available if you can't make it live. I'll leave a link to that. We'd be happy to have you. And happy new moon, friend. And I want to dive into the topic for this week, which is how to accomplish your business goals for 2025 and what you might not be seeing in your business. What can be some potential problems in your business? So for myself, I want to share this because I think it was something that really transformed my life. It really changed my life in such a positive way, was understanding that having too many goals can be a bit overwhelming. It can be hard to focus. One of my biggest recommendations for accomplishing your business goals is to get very, very clear on your top 3 business goals. Sometimes it's not about the quantity of how many goals you have, but it is more so having the focus of what would push the needle forward the most. What is the most important thing to you? Really important to consider. Honestly, I would go grab your journal and pen, and I would write down these journal prompts to really help you get clear on your goals for 2025, to really help you dive deeper as to what's been holding you back in your business. So the first prompt, as I mentioned, is what are your top 3 goals for 2025? Focus on 3. Try not to overwhelm yourself with 10, 15 goals. That can be a lot. The second one is, what small thing can I do every day to get closer to this goal? Really good to consider. What do you need to implement in your day-to-day routine to achieve this goal? The third one is, how am I self-sabotaging myself from achieving this goal? Why? What can I do to change this? And who can I ask for help? Those are multiple questions, but it's essentially diving deeper into where is this self-sabotaging behavior coming from? Is it a limiting belief? Is it an energetic block? This is really, really important to consider. Now, I want to share a few things to kind of ask yourself in terms of your business to see, okay, where can you be stuck? And this is something I struggled with for so long, because what I'm about to share with you will change your life if you have a business. If you don't have a business, this still might be really fascinating because it might be something you want to do in the future. Yet, I want you to ask yourself if you journaled on these 3 journal prompts. Think about what the main problem is right now in terms of you reaching that business goal. And I'm going to list out some potential problems your business might have. And for me, I kind of wish I knew this sooner. Like, I honestly wish I knew this 10 years ago, because this is something I had to learn from multiple coaches. And it really took me a while to see, okay, I get this now. I know that there's something I'm missing and I have clear blind spots, and every single coach I've hired, they've shown me where that blind spot is, but in a different place. So when you're looking at any business problems or issues, I want you to ask yourself, is this a mindset problem? So you're feeling like people won't buy from you, or you're feeling like you're not good enough, or you're feeling like, what if people judge me? That is a mindset problem. That is something to really, really work on. If you feel like your problem is a business systems problem, maybe you're feeling like you don't have reoccurring revenue, that is definitely a business systems problem. Figuring out how to have reoccurring income in your business. If you feel like you have a branding problem, as though you don't know what your brand is, you don't know what people think of when they think of you, you don't have a structure when you share about your brand or what that looks like, this is an issue where it's actually a trust issue, that people might not fully trust you because your brand is scattered or you don't have a distinguished brand. This is really important to consider, because if people don't see you consistently, or they're not seeing the same type of content from you, or they're really confused by your brand colors, or you're always changing things up rapidly, even though it's okay to be multi-talented, it's okay to be multi-passionate, but this can cause an issue with developing trust with a client. So that is a branding problem. If you have a lead generation problem, this means that you feel like there's not enough people in your community. Maybe you're not growing your leads in terms of your newsletter. Maybe you're not growing your leads in terms of your Instagram. You feel like it's really hard for you to get new followers. You feel like it's really hard for you to get newsletter signups. This is a lead generation problem. If you feel like you have a lot of leads, you have a lot of people on your Instagram, you have a lot of people on TikTok or wherever you're promoting your business, but you're not making sales. This is a sales problem. This could also potentially be a branding problem. This could also be a mindset problem when it comes to your sales. There's so many things to dive into for this. Now, let's say you're making sales and you feel like there's this block when it comes to putting yourself out there. You feel like there's this block of knowing what you need to do, and you have this belief it's possible for you. You believe in yourself, yet you physically cannot do it. You physically are stopping yourself. Like, you feel like you can't film yourself. You feel like it's so hard for you to make content, or you're making content, but it's not as much as you would like. That is an energetic problem. There's something in your energy that needs to shift and change. Really good to consider, because it doesn't mean that it's not meant for you. It just means that your body is trying to keep you safe, and you need to figure out how to get through that. If you feel like you're able to do all these things, yet people are still not buying, it could be an offer problem. This means that maybe the thing you're offering isn't exactly what people want or need. Maybe you have a target market problem, meaning that you're not talking about your offer to your community in the right way. So, for example, maybe you have a community of people who are very interested in sales, yet you shifted your offer to focus on relationships. So, there is this adjustment period that needs to take place when this occurs. And it's figuring out how to talk to that specific person in that target market. So that brings me to the last problem I'm going to talk about. Of course, there's more problems that can be seen in your business. You can always look at this based on also your birth chart as well, which I love to dive deep into in my mentorship program, The Boldest You. Yet the last thing I want to talk about is a messaging problem. So maybe you're not speaking to your target market. Maybe you don't know what their actual desires are. Maybe you don't know what their actual needs are or their actual problems. This is very important to consider. Now, I want to share that for myself, it's so funny because I had a really difficult time a few years ago marketing my business, and I was still growing my community. I was still really trying to focus on developing my offers. I was having this energetic block when it came to making a course. And the funny thing is now, courses are my bread and butter, but the funny thing at that time, I was so afraid people would hate my course. I was so overwhelmed, yet I knew making a course would honestly save me more time in my business. It would help me reach more people. It would help me help more people. It would help me make more sales. It would help me honestly do so much in my life. So I hired a money mindset coach, and honestly, I highly recommend her. Her name's Nadia Amali, and she helped me understand that I thought my biggest problem was my mindset. I thought I had a mindset block around making money. However, she later told me that it wasn't about my mindset because my mindset was really great in terms of having an abundance mindset. My main issue was my messaging. So for me, I wasn't really talking to my ideal client. And what's also very important was I also realized I had an energetic block at that time, but at that time I didn't see it. Yet she did help me a lot in terms of launching my Jupiter course, which is my most popular course called Maximize Your Magnetism, activating your Jupiter sign for opportunities and growth. So I don't think I could have launched that course without her help. And that course in itself, I had over 20 students sign up for the course before the course was even made. So it was huge for me. It was a huge accomplishment for me. Then I hired a different coach, and I still worked with Nadia in different ways, and I still bought her offers afterwards too. I then hired my copywriter coach, Mia Kirscher, and I actually had an Instagram live with her too. I'm happy to share that as well if you're interested. Please just DM me and I'll send you the link to that. Yet with Mia, she really helped me with my marketing, being more confident in marketing my services, being more comfortable with really talking to my ideal client and who I want to help specifically. So she helped me immensely. Yet also working with her too, I still recognized that I had this energetic block. And to be honest, I wasn't able to fully promote my services on my own until I started to hire more coaches, because I started to really see, oh my gosh, I've been holding myself back. Sometimes you don't even know the problems that you have in your business until you have some outside help or outside perspective. And I highly recommend Mia as well because she was amazing. Yet for me, I really realized, okay, this is what I need to focus on. This is what I need to really refine. Yet now I'm starting to see my biggest challenge is really keeping up with my energetic work. And that really shifted things for me so rapidly. understanding my energetic blocks, understanding how to clear those energetic blocks, and also just refining the programs I already had. Because I still accomplished a lot in 2024. I'm so, so, so grateful. I honestly am so proud of myself for launching my biggest astrology course, Shining as Your Authentic Self. It will go through a rebrand. I do want to give you a heads up on that. Yet, this astrology foundations course was so, so important to me. It's something I wanted to do for at least 4 to 5 years. Yet I knew I wasn't ready years ago, and I really took the time to refine this astrology course. And the students I had in the course, they loved it. They got more confident in learning astrology, reading birth charts, reading their birth chart, reading each other's birth chart, reading their friends and family's birth charts. So I got to really see this huge transformation, and I'm super, super excited to really just develop and refine my offers next year. That's going to be my main focus. I'm not really launching brand new things, but I'm rebranding, I'm revising, I'm refining. And I think we need to embrace that more. We need to embrace understanding that it doesn't have to be a new thing all the time. Maybe you just have to rework something else. Maybe you just need to go back and just see what can be tweaked, what needs to be improved upon, and do you need to have so many different things? So I wanted to share that reflection because I really hope it helped you understand that there can be a lot of things that you have to really look through in your business and really see, okay, what is the main issue and problem? And really hire someone who's able to see those things for you. Hire someone to help support you through that so that you understand that it's going to help you save years off your life if you just knew the problem and what to focus on. This is exactly what I help my clients with in the Boldest You mentorship program, because I use astrology, brand strategy, mindset work, energetic work, and social media strategy to help you reach your business goals and also just understand how to really feel more confident in putting yourself out there and putting your business out there so that you can have a growing, thriving, creative or wellness business in a sustainable way without the burnout. If you want help with this, I'm still accepting applications. We just have 2 spots left for this program. I'm so excited. Honestly, my mentees' growth has meant the world to me. I just spoke to one of my mentees just today, and she is honestly thriving. She has grown so much. She just presented to multiple companies in terms of her wellness program. So she's been really getting paid to speak to multiple companies and have these speaking engagements that changes people's lives. Like, the impact she's making on the world is honestly breathtaking to me. I'm so proud of her. I'm just like, wow. I've really been in awe because I've been working with her for quite a few years. Yet it's made me super proud of my mentees because everyone's growth looks different because it's based on their goals, their personal goals. But in the end, all of my mentees have this huge desire to impact the world in a positive way. So if that sounds like you, please message me and I'm happy to chat more about that. And let's dive into your tarot reading for this week. So the first card out is the Queen of Wands reverse. Okay, so we're not feeling as confident as we want to feel this week. There is this issue with how we're expressing ourselves. You could feel as though you want to create more, you want to do more, you want to put yourself out there, you want to just shine, but you're feeling as though you're exhausted, you're overwhelmed, you're burnt out. This actually makes a lot of sense with the Mars retrograde, but you're not really seeing your own power. You're feeling less confident, you're feeling a bit insecure. This is the time to really, honestly, do some inner child healing and do things that really replenish your energy. But I would say focus on things that are very creative, that are very expressive, because that's going to help so much. The next card out is the Tower card reverse. So this is a huge shakeup. I feel like this week you're realizing, oh my goodness, something in my foundation needs to change. Yet this is more so an internal battle. So people get scared from the Tower card, yet I really, really don't see this as scary. This is a card of realizing there's this internal shift that needs to take place for you to change something in your life. There's something inside of you where you need to stop focusing on the external world. You need to stop focusing on the numbers or the material possessions or what is and is not happening. Go within and focus on your internal peace. How can you feel just gratitude for where you are? That's going to be really important, but I feel like this is going to be a sudden spiritual realization this week. The next card out is the Nine of Wands. So we're feeling a bit anxious. You could feel a little bit like, oh my gosh, I need to be careful with a certain person. I'm hearing a certain person, or you're just feeling a bit anxious about a certain situation. This is something where you're trying to really figure out, okay, what can I do to change something? How can I pace myself and not react to this situation? The card is looking behind. So I'm seeing this as you're focused on the past and a past situation that made you feel anxious. Try and focus more on the present. Try and remind yourself you're okay, you're safe, it's okay to be present right now. I asked what our block is this week, and it's funny because we got the Knight of Cups. So I think we pulled this either last week, but as the resolution. So it's really interesting to have the Knight of Cups as the block this week. So when I see this, I'm seeing this as, okay, maybe you're not really seeing that love and affection that you want, or maybe you're so lost in terms of love that you're not seeing if someone's good for you. Oh, I'm hearing it. Oh, that's it. You could feel a bit lost in love, or you just have so much love for other people that you're not seeing which relationships are good for you. That can be an issue right now because there's a part of you that just wants to give. There's a part of you that just wants to focus on what this can be. Yet, I want you to take a step back because try not to get lost in it. That's the Mars opposing Pluto energy this week. So try not to get obsessive over a relationship this week. That's going to be important. I asked us how to clear this block, and we have the Seven of Swords reverse. So this is letting go of a secret. This is being honest with yourself, especially reversed. This is being really, really honest and reflecting on, okay, what do you need to change in your life? How can you see the relationship and take it off a pedestal? How can you understand that you don't need to people please? I see this tiptoeing behavior of like, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And honestly, I'm guilty of this. Like, as a Libra rising, I can be very, very guilty of this. Yet I want us to kind of think about, how can you politely protect your energy? How can you say, no, I need to put myself first in this situation and be honest? You can still show someone love and not let it overtake you. You can still show someone love, but have a certain limit to how much you will give. I'm hearing this message, but I really see that communication around our secrets actually can be really helpful, or just being more vulnerable with how you're feeling as well. Maybe just sharing this with someone close to you, or if there's a certain relationship that you feel like this is about, share what's coming up for you with someone you trust and talk things through. Very, very interesting to see. Now, the oracle cards we pulled are Rest. I think I keep getting this for almost all of my readings, to be honest. I mean, it's been an exhausting, exhausting 2 weeks. So please take time to rest, take time to recharge. That's going to be really, really important to do. Make sure you are sleeping. We also got nourish. Makes sense. Honestly, especially with the holidays, take time to just nourish your body, take care of your body, do things that really fulfill you. That's going to feel so, so lovely right now. The next card out is let it flow, let it grow. So this is a card of not hyper focusing, not straining the flower, not overwatering the flower. This is a card of knowing that it's going to be okay if things just flow in. How can you let go? How can you not hyper control the situation? That was a very channeled message, but I hope this helped. I am excited to see what this new moon in Capricorn brings you. If you'd like a private reading with me, I have a few spots for February 2025. You can also check out my courses down below. And if you want help in growing your wellness or creative business for 2025, you can apply for the Boldest You mentorship program. There's just 2 spots left. I am super, super excited for it, honestly. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions at all. Thank you so much for listening, friend. I'm sending you so much love. Just remember the universe has your back, and with peace and love, take care.